You are watching UCU Focus TV.
Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of the Focus Personality. This is a segment where we bring you people of different backgrounds in and around UCU to inspire us with their stories. I am Charlotte Nalule. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you Gabi. Gabi, nice to have you today in studio. Hi.
Thank you for having me. I'm actually nervous. I won't lie, but it's really a pleasure being here.
True. So, the audience would like to know, who is Gabi?
It's nice to meet you all. My name is Akere Gabriella. I'm a law student currently in Uganda Christian University, currently in my year 3, pursuing Bachelor of Law. I'm very passionate about acting, music, dance, and drama, which I know is very contrary to what I'm doing. As in, everyone will be like, law is hard, you're supposed to be you're supposed to be in library all the time, but, well, here I am.
Yes, so could you give us a brief background of your journey in acting and music?
Well, growing up, I went to a primary school that was really staunch. It was a staunch Catholic school, and we usually had these constant competitions with other schools. We would go to theater. It wasn't something that I actually loved or something that I liked, but the fact that I was nurtured into it. On one occasion, I remember my instructor was like, "For you look good as a boy," because we're only girls, so they would always give me the boy roles. And for some reason, I always brought out the full potential of the story. So I think because of that, I got a lot of opportunities from different other instructors. Would be like, "I saw you in the other play. I liked what you did. I would love you to be on this other play with me." So as I grew through it, I realized it may be something I'm good at, but maybe I can actually fall in love with what I'm doing. So time went by, opportunities came, some shut us down. But when I met Focus Films and I saw the poster for the auditions, I was like, why don't I give it a try? And wow, guys, I was amazed at how these guys welcomed me and loved what I did. And I'm happy to say that we're going through it.
Tell us about your very first audition with Focus Films and here in UCU. How was it like? What were the emotions that were going on in your head?
Well, I really wanted to audition for my degree. I was home and I was sick. So when the auditions came, I was like, man, let me just count this as gone. So when they brought out the auditions for my background, I remember that day I even went to the salon. I was chilling with my friend Aine. He's like, "Go, they have brought out the auditions again for the other film that you wanted." So I'm like, "But I didn't go. So you want me to go again and be like an extra?" I cannot go. Then he's like, "I'll get you ice cream if you go." Imagine ice cream made me go for an audition. So I was like, definitely, let me go. So I called Kabogoza and he's like, "You go to the waiting room in N1, then you'll find people and you will later on go to e-learning." I was scared. I won't lie. I reached, I met Bismas and he was like, "Don't worry, you have this under control." So I'm like, bruh, like, how am I going to just go like this? I've never ever auditioned officially for anything. How do you expect me to just go and do my thing? He looked so confident. I'm like, go ahead, give me this confidence. So they gave me that script. I read. I'm like, how am I going to act as a mom? Okay, I can act as a child, but how am I going to act as a mom? So when I entered, I introduced myself with fear. I'm like, "Guys, hi, my name is Gabi." And then they're like, "Okay, show us what you have." So I'm like, okay, let me do what I have to do. So after the whole audition, this guy is like, "Oh my God, this girl." is like, wow. Like they all started clapping. I wasn't sure whether they were mocking or actually happy that I did something good. But afterwards, they're like, "Oh my God, I've loved what you've done." And I was like, this is a start for something that is actually beautiful. They loved me, guys.
Must be nice. But then, the surprise that comes is, I thought that when it came to your plays while in school, that didn't you used to audition for those too?
Yeah, we used to also audition.
So I thought that being familiar with the whole experience of auditioning wouldn't make you scared for this one.
Trust me, even if you audition for 1,000 times, that fear will always be there whether you're not good enough. there's always that thing of, am I what they're looking for? You get, you may be good, yes, but you're not what they're looking for. So you have to be good and what they're looking for. You get, so there's that fear that always comes in, because these were school plays, we were young, and sometimes teachers will be like, okay, let me give you, a chance to, grow through it. But when you come to the professional world, if you don't have what it takes, there's nothing you can do. There's no such thing as, okay, let's try to, no, you have to be at your A game. So.
Yeah, and then speaking of that fear, how do you manage to conquer it? Like, what do you do to be like, this is it, I know I have this and I am capable? So what do you do? What do you say to yourself to remind yourself that you've got all it takes?
I know this may come off very creepy, but when I was young, my mom always told me, when you go on stage, just look at all these people, they go to the toilet. The same expressions you make in the toilet is what they do. So they're only human at the end of the day. So every time I tell myself that, I'm like, Gabi, you have this, you're going to do it. So just go and do it.
True. What qualities have made you to be able to excel when it comes to your passion as an actor?
I'm very bad at timekeeping, but the fact that I give it my all. Giving in my all means from understanding the script to being able to deliver what is expected of me, being able to ask where I'm not sure. Because you may think you're doing something and then the producer or director is like, Okolabichi, stop, cut. Take one, and then you're like, God. So in this field of acting, you have to be able to ask. Where you're not sure, ask. You do things and you think that, you're doing something right, and that's not what they want.
Okay, and then so a little away from that, you are a student, you are doing law, and you're in your third year. So how did it happen for you to do law? Was it the same as acting that, you just woke up and you're like, I want to be a lawyer? How did you end up here studying law?
Initially, I wanted to do industrial fine art before, but then my mom was like, art is something that you do. Art is a talent that you grow over time, and it's with you and it stays with you. You need to have something solid, something for yourself. So the option was law, because I love the law. I have the passion for the law. And most of the times she would be like, I know you love singing, I know you love acting, I know you love this, but be a lawyer, and perhaps even you can be a media lawyer, you get. You'll still be in your field, but professionally, you get. So I ended up in law school.
How are you able to balance things? Even like your personal life, you as you, minus education and, acting.
Well, at first it was actually very challenging. It was really challenging. I reached a point where I was like, why should I just let go the acting? Because it was really inconveniencing. When you look at the UCU schedule that we have, especially for law students, we have lectures like from 8 a.m. up to 6 sometimes, or even past 6. And it's really there's very limited time for your personal life. You remember you also have to have group discussions, personal reading time, and then the acting bit. But as time went by, I got accustomed to a different schedule of my own, whereby I make sure I fully attend my lectures. In my lectures, I ask questions when I'm not sure. I really engage a lot with my lecturers and be like, today I did not understand this lecture. Could I have a remedial one, because I was distracted because of this? Sometimes you just have to be open to them and be like, sir, apart from this, I also do this. I need your help for me to also be able to succeed, you get. So I would have constant remedial classes, and over the weekends, if at all, because my weekends are usually very free. Over the weekends, I would have group discussions, one-on-one tests with my friends and stuff, and I was able to cope up. And it's not like the acting is every day. Now, at this point, we are in our grace period, so I have enough time to be able to focus on my books. So by the time shoots come, at least I know I have where I am in academics, and then when the shooting is done, kick back in like that.
Besides acting and studies, majority of the people around you know that you have a passion for music too.
Oh yes, yes, guys.
So tell us about that.
I love singing. I love writing. I'm not a poet, but I love writing. Like, I really write down everything that happens to me. You'll find me writing it down.
Every day.
Almost every day I have to
Every
write down
single
how
day.
I feel. I have thousands of diaries, and people are like, why do you put everything in like I need to read those to make sure I go back to where, I was, to see how far I'm moving. So my music comes in because I love to hear it lyrically. There's something calm about music that tells you everything is going to be fine. So yes, I really love music, and I write a lot of songs. I've got the chance to produce some, and I'd really love you guys to be able to hear them very soon. So yeah.
I understand in everything. The everything is good, is wonderful, and it has so many advantages to it. But what challenges have you, have come up once in a while? Like, what are those that you have experienced?
There was this one time we had gone for, I think it was a play we were watching our friends. Like, those things of cheering on. Because there's this thing that everyone has their time to shine. So these guys were presenting, and then we were really happy we were cheering them on. And that day, my P2 teacher grabbed my hand and it's like, you're shouting like a villager. Can you be more sophisticated?
Oh.
Can she see? I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I just wanted to give them morale. And then she's like, you think you can give them morale by screaming like a piglet? I'm like, oh
Whoa.
my God, why would you say something? Okay,
Stop.
Back then I felt like, oh my God, she's an elder. She's, righteous. But when I look back, I'm like, oh my God, I was actually insulted. Like, and the worst bit is she said that you would be of more importance if you were on stage and you could deliver something for the school. So every time I feel like I'm destined for something great. I don't know how it's going to come, but the stars are mine. So every time I look back to that day, I'm like, God, like she said, you would be of more importance if you were out there delivering for us something. So every time I reflect on that, I'm like, I'm going to deliver.
You're going to prove to her.
I'm going to prove to you. I'll be on billboards one time.
That's the spirit anyhow. So is there anyone who has been able to mentor you throughout this whole journey?
Number one is God, guys.
I know.
Yeah, it's God. And I would say God's vessel to me are actually two people at the moment. That was Kabogoza Brian. Because by the time we were shooting my background, I think I was really struggling with anxiety and depression at some point, and it was overwhelming. But the fact that one time I sat with him and we really had a one-on-one, and he's like, Gabi, people have denied us chances. That's why we are fighting for our own dreams. You're going to work hard. You're going to reach to a point whereby you will walk and everyone will scream your name. And you cannot even get excited because you've worked for it. These are your fruits, so feel free to walk how you want to walk. And I felt like I had a sense of belonging for once. Like I felt someone actually appreciated me for once. And every time I have an issue, I usually be like, Brian, first help me out. It's like, Happy, do this, do that, do this, do this, do this, do that. Maybe the second person, I don't think if I know him, but I think maybe you know him, Mayani Calvin.
Yes, yeah, I know him.
He's a dancer. So I think he's my second greatest inspiration. Like someone I can also go to and be like, man, this is happening. And he's like, don't forget to pray first. Let's do this and this and this and this. So this case I've always been there. And also my mom. Guys, my mom. She's my number one fan. Guys. She literally told me, send that song, I have to make it my ringtone.
Wow.
So, when we premiered my background, she literally gathered everyone at her workplace and she's like, my daughter is going to perform, you guys. So, they went to the DH. Literally, the whole school was watching me with her. And, everyone is like, oh. And she's sending me the videos. I'm like, this is so adorable. And she's like, I want you to be the best version of yourself, okay? Go, my girl, go shine. I'm like,
That's very wonderful to know that, yes, that you have a backup behind you and people to keep pushing you. Just a brief question, like, what film projects have you been able to embark on ever since you joined UCU?
there is my background, there is my first year, there is The Perfect Lie. Got a chance to go and audition for Sabotage and other small gigs here, there, adverts and, stuff.
Oh, all right.
I think.
And that's really wonderful. So what would be your advice to other, to the other people who are looking forward to achieve dreams, other people who feel like, like they have been discouraged?
I've been discouraged a couple of times. Actually, almost every day on a daily, I'm like, you're not good enough.
Even today?
Even today, trust me, that feeling has crossed my mind. But the bottom line is, you know who you are, you know what you bring to the table, you know your abilities. There's no one, absolutely no one. If only you people knew how fast people forget the dead. If they are not close to you, you don't know how fast we forget the dead people. You would get up and fight for your dreams. It doesn't matter how long it's going to take. I don't sound so inspirational, like
So
those so cliche or cringe or anything, but guys, no one cares. No one cares about your struggles. No one cares where your story was from. What they care about is the results. What they care about is when you're up there. They'll be like, oh my God, that girl, did you know? Oh my God, that girl. Not these things of, Bambi, this girl yesterday, I saw her crying. No one cares about that. So, whatever you do, make sure you fight for your dreams.
Then how about for someone who is pursuing their first time attempt at everything that you are known for?
The first time will always decide how the course of things will go. Sometimes it may go well, sometimes it may go sour. But your mindset is what sets the pace. You're going to go for an audition, you feel you've done your best, and these guys are going to be like, need the baby, please go. You're going to feel broken, but there's nothing you can do, there's nothing you can change. Bottom line is, know your worth, know who you are, know that you're going to do it better. Best case scenario, everything goes well. Stay humble. You're going to make mistakes, you guys. You're always going to make mistakes on the first time. You're human. Error is too human. That's facts. Steps are supposed... there's this thing that I believe that success builds slowly, and that
True.
if you want a label, if you want a legacy, you have to have protocol and progress of how it goes. You've seen these artists or these celebrities who are one-hit wonders. One song hit, they are famous, we don't know them anymore. We don't know where they are from. But you see someone who has built their label from slowness. There's something you'll always be like, oh my God, wow. Oh my God, wow. Did you know? When you look back, but someone is going to come because they're rushing, they want to know the money, the fame, the everything. They go up, then boom, they disappear. So the first thing is you're going to make mistakes, but you're only human and they can be corrected. 2 is you just have to keep moving slowly. Move at your pace. But don't again move too slow. This will leave you behind. But still move at your pace. You'll reach there.
So, this is also one question I want to ask randomly, that have you encountered any director who put you down? Because I understand directors can have, their expectations from a cast member and from audition. So have you met any directors who have been who motivated you? And have you met directors who you felt these ones said or did things that that are not important for one's growth?
Not quite. Because usually it's always the cast that annoys them, like puts them on pressure most of the time. So it really comes off right when they're like, you guys, I said silence on set, but this one is busy talking. When are we going to finish? Because they usually move on what?
On time.
On a timetable, on time, on some schedule. And I understand sometimes they're outbursts. It may not come off because, they have any bad intention. Okay, personally, I've not met anyone, but maybe because they really want things to go and you're like kind of pulling things back. So, yeah. But I don't think I've met anyone who is.
I understand. Yeah. About UG Teen, you recently won a UG Teen award. So, tell us, how was the experience that day? How was the experience after winning?
When the UG Teens announced their nominations, actually didn't apply anywhere okay, I just got the email and I'm like, UG Teen is nominating you for this award of most creative youth personality. I'm like, how? Since when? How come? I didn't even register anywhere. So I'm like, okay. And then when I first brought out that poster with my name, this were the first words everyone was saying. Bambi, I pray you get it. You really deserve it. I'm like, yes, do you really think so? And then, there's that second guess, and then everyone is like reassuring you. So I'm like, let's fight and look for the votes. You people, you have to be humble when you're looking for these votes. Just now I was like looking at those texts of people I last talked to in March. I'm like, hi, how are you doing? Just checking in. Anyway, I have this nomination. I want you to help me vote and nominate me for, everyone. To my surprise, everyone was really giving off really good vibes. And they're like, Bambi, we got you. We got you. So I'm like, wow, thank you. We got you. So I'm like, okay, fine. So on the actual day we reached, I really met very lovely people. Guys, people look good. Anyway, I met really nice people. Many celebrities and big stars in the industry. Took pictures, exchanged contacts. And then it reached the time of announcing. I'm like, okay, let me breathe. I was nominated, guys, and I got the award. So I went on stage, got the award, and I actually danced for them.
We've seen posters moving around of my first year, an upcoming movie, and we have also seen the trailer where you are part of it. So let people know what to expect from my first year, the premiere.
If you don't come for the premiere, are you hearing me? If you don't come for the premiere, you won't see the movie. Come for the premiere. Anyway, my first year is coming out on 29th of September. Also my birthday. So come celebrate me and we watch the movie together. There's no reason why you should miss it. It's for free. Some of you have never been to a cinema. Come and enjoy. Anyway, my first year shooting it was really a new experience. I won't lie.
Compared to my background,
it was really small. The cast, the crew were really a small group. And now when we come to my first year, really, we had to bring in more people on board. That meant reintroducing yourself, starting to get to know more people. It was really stressful for me personally. Not that I don't like people or anything, but it's hard for me to begin from scratch. How am I going to again begin saying, hi, my name is Gabi, these are the things I like, these are the things I don't like. At some point, meeting new people is stressful.
I understand.
But you have to, become family at some point if you want something to be quality. So, through our rehearsals, I really felt the vibe. Finally, I synced in with the whole crowd, and by the time of shooting, it was really comfortable now because these guys are talented. Netflix stars to do. Anyway, guys, when we shot it, I could really feel part of my first year, because I struggled with fitting in and stuff, and this clearly shows you that there are very many, when you come to campus, it's not going to be like high school or secondary school whereby everyone is uniform. You do this, all of you pay the same fees, all of you do this, Now when you come to campus, difference in hostels, difference in meals, everyone holding over iPhone, this one having iTel, hairstyles and all that. It's really the pressure. So my first year brings all that to reality and how we struggle, like not necessarily struggle because first year by the way can be fun, low key, and also can be really stressful, except for the social part, but the freedom part is actually fun. So expect lots from my first year, guys. Like from the new talents, from the new cinematography. Yes, from the new cinematography to the new cast, the new everything. I'm sure you're going to love it. So be there, 29th September 2023.
So that was it, ladies and gentlemen. You've heard it from the celebrity herself.
Bruh.
Yes.
Bruh.
So please don't forget, the premiere date is 29 September at Mkoyoyo Hall here at Uganda Christian University, Mukono. That is the premiere date for the upcoming film for Focus Films, My First Year. And as I sign out, I want to remind you to please subscribe to our social media platforms. Twitter at UCU Focus TV. Please follow us. Instagram, we are on at UCU Focus TV, and on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel in order to get the latest updates on everything that goes on around UCU, and to catch more of these episodes of Focus Personality, so you get to understand the perspectives of different people from the UCU community. And the hashtag is UCU My First Year Focus Personality, and celebrating GURBY since the premiere date is her birthday, so don't forget to attend. So that was it for this segment of Focus Personality. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Charlotte Nalule, and I would like to wish you all a good evening.
You are watching UCU Focus TV.